included.
Yeah.
I like to use the word minority communities. So it's
minority
like
communities as opposed to ethnic minority. Well, your experience of being African, Caribbean, Asian, Turkish, Chinese, whatever, often depends on how young you are, and we can go to the young now for our next question.
What are you doing to get information about these areas? They're not doing nothing really.
Like places, like halls and just run-down places that you don't even clean up. That you don't even have fancy shops. You just put all liquor, casinos and all of that.
Sukant, you were nodding your head very, very vigorously and very approvingly of those two young people. And young black boys especially are often accused of not being interested in politics, of being hard to reach, but they were very engaged and they were very young. Why were you agreeing with them so positively?
These are wonderful young brothers that you had there just on screen. Now, they're absolutely right, and they've raised a fundamental issue which never gets into the discourse, it's definitely the mainstream discourse, is that all working class people are absolutely ignored and put at the bottom of the heap.
Regardless of ethnic background.
In every community, but they're right, particularly you can see that in Harlesden, an area in West London. But it's true of working class people of all races. And we know that many people who stand for many parliamentary candidates just don't bother going on the estates because the political process is not designed to represent those at the bottom.
Well, then poor people need to vote and make their vote count, and then they will be heard, yes?
Well, they need to develop a movement which represents them, and then get it and to engage in political process by all in all forms and means.
All right, Ahmed, we'll go to you in a second or two, but first of all, our next question.
Don't you think that immigration policy shall be based on common humanities rather than based on colour, race, and castes?
What are the party's plans to make them more representative of Britain's cultural makeup?
Ahmed, two questions there. Then what about this idea of making Parliament, making politics more representative of Britain's makeup, ethnic makeup? And people often say this, but is it all about black and brown faces in high places because you can get into Westminster and then you're just part of a party machine and you forget the community that you came from because you're under so much pressure to be mainstream?
I think this is true also of the so-called white community members of Parliament as well. When they go into the, they might come with ideas. I talked from experience in our in Harrow where I live. We have the member of Parliament. Oh yeah, I'm going to be conscientious member of Parliament. And once he went into the machine, he became a party machine. He just would vote what the party told him to vote because he wanted to go up the ladder. If you don't vote with the party, you don't go up the ladder. So I think it is important that it's not necessarily so that just because you're an ethnic person, when you go into the parliament, you'd be different from the white community and the rest of the communities. But however, we still need that makeup because, especially for our younger generation, because they need to have role models, and if they don't see anyone and reflected in a position of power, what they will think is, what's the point?
So many questions, so many points that are being raised in so little time. Let's go to our next question.
What I'm asking the politician of this country, is what they're gonna do for the hectic minority who come in this country, and do all the dirty work, And I would like to know what they're gonna do for us in this coming election, if we vote for them.
Sukant, he said, what are they going to do for us? But I think it was President Kennedy who said, think not or ask not what your country can do for you, what can you do for your country? And these days you get the sense that the political class and many people are sick and tired of ethnic minorities whinging and saying, what are you going to do for us? People say, come on, do for yourself.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I think, again, there's two factors here. Like I said, England is in a morass, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland, they're going in a fundamentally different direction, a different political trajectory, which is inclusive, which is talking about and actually implementing policies that positively impact working class people. In England, there's an absence. It's a desert, political desert. So this is the challenge that we're faced with.
Okay, you're very pessimistic. Ahmed, are you more optimistic as we approach this general election?
No, I think I do agree, but I think there is a sea of change taking place. And I think the more people get involved, especially from the working class and elsewhere, I think the more changes can come about. But we need to put that pressure, and especially during the elections, you have to demand this of your member of parliament and tell them that if and her that if you do not succeed or you do not fulfill our aspirations when you go into the parliament in the next elections, we won't vote for you. So I think we have to put some kind of pressure.
Tremendous. So it's all about saying to people, our votes count. We want you to come and get them. Yeah? Thank you both very much indeed, gentlemen. That's all we have time for today. Please join us tomorrow with another special programme of Vote Who, presented by Lauren Booth.